So, detoxing.
Yeah.
Something we hear a lot about these days, right?
Yeah, it seems like everyone's looking for ways to, get rid of toxins.
For sure, and it's a good thing to think about. We're doing a deep dive today.
Oh, yeah, on detox.
Exactly. With Rumby Serima-Fowler.
I know her. She's great.
Yeah, she's a beauty and wellness expert, really knows her stuff.
I've seen her book around Black Girl's Little Black Book of Beauty, right?
That's the one.
Yeah.
We're tapping into her insights from her book and a YouTube video of hers.
Sounds interesting. What kind of stuff does she talk about?
Well, right off the bat, she hits you with this statistic. Are you ready for this?
Hit me.
Over 200 chemicals.
You 100?
Chemicals.
Yeah.
Found in the umbilical cords of newborn babies.
No way. Seriously.
It's pretty alarming, right? And apparently it was even worse for minority babies.
Oh, wow. That's really concerning. Where'd she get that information?
It was from a study done by, if I remember correctly, the Environmental Working Group and Rachel's Network.
I see. So it's not just some random thing. It's legit research.
Definitely. And the expert she talked to in the video, it really emphasized how these chemicals, a lot of them, mess with your hormones.
The endocrine disruptors, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even in like small amounts, they can still have an effect.
Makes you think about, those inequalities that exist.
It does. And what really got me was, Serima-Fowler, she shared about her son who has autism
Oh, wow.
and how she sees that connecting potentially to environmental toxins.
That makes it so much more real. It's not just theoretical anymore.
Right. And then she started listing all these everyday things that could have toxins. Furniture, our clothes, the materials they use in buildings.
Yeah, I've heard about that. It's kind of scary.
It is. And then she mentioned Teflon and even those plastic containers we use for food. It just makes you think twice.
It's a lot to wrap your head around, like Teflon, really.
Apparently, when it gets hot enough, it can release these chemicals that have been linked to, well, not good things.
And what about the plastic containers? I use those all the time.
Yeah, especially the older ones. She said something about BPA being a problem.
Ah, right. That rings a bell. Another one of those endocrine disruptors, isn't it?
You got it. So
Yeah.
we're surrounded, basically.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder, what can we even do about it?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. I'm curious, what does she suggest?
Well, she's a big advocate for, working detox practices into your daily life.
Okay, so no crazy cleanses or anything.
Not necessarily. It's more about being aware of what you're using and making changes where you can, supporting your body's natural detox system.
Got it. So it's a lifestyle thing, not a quick fix.
Exactly. And one of the things she's a big fan of, believe it or not, is smoothies.
Smoothies. Really? Yeah, smoothies. I wouldn't have thought of that, but it kind of makes sense.
Right. Like, easy way to get a lot of good stuff in.
Yeah, she even has a recipe in her book. It's called a coconut detox smoothie.
Well, that does sound good. We could put a link to that in the show notes. But smoothies alone can't be the whole detox plan, right?
Of course not. She talks a lot about plant-based eating, too. Fruits, veggies, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. Less processed stuff, more natural.
Exactly. And the fiber in those foods, she says it helps, like, flush out waste products.
Makes sense. Oh, and I remember she mentioned herbs, too. Some specific ones.
Oh, yeah, she's big on herbs. Milk thistle was one for the liver, I think.
Right. And what was the other one? Dandelion?
Dandelion root, yeah. That one's supposed to help with digestion, getting rid of toxins, the whole shebang.
Interesting. I haven't tried those, but natural remedies are definitely having a moment.
For sure. But, it's not just about what you put in your body. She also talks about exercise.
Exercise.
Yeah.
How does that tie into detoxing?
Sweating, my friend. Sweating it out.
Oh, right. Like a natural way to release toxins.
You got it. And she doesn't mean you got to be hitting the gym super hard every day. Even just a walk, some yoga, anything to get moving.
I like that. It's not about punishing yourself. It's just about being active. So if you do all this stuff, what's the payoff? Like, what are the actual benefits of detoxing, according to her?
Well, a lot of people say their skin looks amazing.
Really? Like clearer and everything?
Yeah, she was saying when your body's not so bogged down with toxins, it shows on the outside. But it's not just skin deep, obviously.
There's got to be more to it than that.
Right. Digestion's a big one. When your gut's happy, everything's happy, More energy, better mood, all that.
Makes sense. And less inflammation too, right?
That's a big part of it. And when you reduce inflammation, it can help with weight management, just feeling healthier overall.
Wow. So really a head-to-toe kind of thing. Not just about looking good, but feeling good too. I get why people are into it.
Totally. And I appreciate that she emphasizes balance. You don't have to go overboard. Just listen to your body, make changes gradually.
So much better than those crazy detox diets you hear about.
Tell me about it. This is more about finding what works for you long term.
It's all about working with your body right, not trying to force it into some extreme thing.
Totally. It's about listening to what it needs.
So we've talked about why detox matters, the sneaky toxins and everyday stuff, even some ways to help our bodies naturally detox. What really stuck with you from all this?
I think it's how she connects everything. Our choices, the environment, even the future, like our kids and their health.
That really resonated with me too. It's bigger than just us.
Right. And while we can make changes in our own lives, she also mentions, bigger solutions.
Like what kinds of things?
Well, pushing for stricter rules on chemicals and products and tackling those environmental issues that really hit certain communities harder.
Yeah, those systemic inequalities are a whole other can of worms. But knowing about this stuff, it feels like we can actually do something.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, right? When you understand how these toxins work and where they are, you can make better choices.
Couldn't agree more. Serima-Fowler, she's given us a lot to think about. And her book, Black Girl's Little Black Book of Beauty, that's a great resource if you want to go deeper.
For sure.
So as we wrap up this detox deep dive, here's something to think about. If you can make just one small change today to live a less toxic life, what would it be? Until next time, keep exploring.